The origins of Market Weighton go back to Roman times. A number of Roman artifacts have been found around the town. The name of the town is Anglo-Saxon in origin, meaning dwelling or dwelling place. There was a village here before 1086 when the Domesday Book was compiled. Market Weighton is referred to in the Domesday Book as Wixton, a district of 15 villages and 117 farms valued at £30, which would be considerably more than that these days. In 1251, the town was granted a royal charter by Henry III and became a market town with a weekly market held on Thursdays. In 1458, this was superseded by a charter granted to Henry Broomfleet for a market on Wednesdays and annual fairs on the 3rd of May and the 14th of September. After 1752, these fairs were held on the 14th of May and the 25th of September. Northgate, which is now York Road, Southgate, Finkel Street and Hungate, which is now Spring Road, all have medieval names. All Saints' Church is the only surviving building from the Middle Ages. In the late 17th century, the town had about 140 houses and a population of about 650 people. A lot of the townspeople at this time were employed in various trades and crafts, including agriculture, tanning, tailoring, and milling. The road between Beverley and York was turnpiked in 1764 to 1765, and the Market Weighton Canal was dug between 1772 and 1782. Both of these caused an expansion of the town. Between 1764 and 1851, 300 new houses were built. The Lounsborough Arms Hotel was also built in this period, and by 1840 there were 17 pubs in the town. The only others to survive from the late 18th century, apart from the Lounsborough Arms, are the Half Moon, the Griffin, and the Bay Horse. The former Methodist chapel in a yard on the south side of Market Place was built in 1786 and is the oldest surviving one in East Yorkshire. The town's most famous resident, William Bradley, or Giant Bradley, was born on the 10th of February 1787. By the time he was 20, he weighed 27 stone and stood 7 feet 9 inches tall. He died on the 30th of May 1820 at the age of 33 and was buried in the grounds of All Saints' Church, later being moved inside the church. In 1847 the railway arrived with the opening of the line from York. The line to Selby opened the following year. The extension to Beverley came in 1865 and the line to Driffield in 1890, making Market Weighton a railway junction. By the 1920s a garage had opened at the Beverley Road end of the High Street. This later sold Rolls-Royce cars for a time and was subsequently owned by Robert Massey, and by the 1980s was a Land Rover dealership. This closed in the late 1980s and the site was turned into shops and a restaurant. The railway had closed in 1965 following the publication of the Beeching Report, although work had started on modernising the line. Just before the report was written, this was stopped due to the report. The station building was demolished in 1979. In 1991, the town's bypass opened. Now through traffic did not have to go through the town centre anymore. Over the last 30 years, a large amount of new homes have been built, and in 2014 a new purpose-built medical centre was opened on a new housing development, replacing an older doctor's surgery that had been opened in 1964 on Lonsborough Road and had been extended several times over the years. Well, I hope you've enjoyed the short look at the history of Market Weighton. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in a future video.